Here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the 2024 SVG Venue Summit at Allegiant Stadium. Very pleased to be joined by Aric Carpenter with Allegiant Stadium. Aric, thanks for hosting us, number one, and two, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Love having you guys here.
Appreciate the hospitality and you hosting us. It's been great event. Like we've said, we just came off a stage about the Super Bowl. This place was just packed with people, celebrities and non-celebrities. Talk about from the technology side, the enhancements that you had, the technology that you usually have for a game day that was leveraged by the Van Wagner crew, and the additional stuff that you were able to tap into from CBS Sports, who had the game on the air.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously to start, just what we already have in the building. We have wonderful, beautiful displays. Everything here is HDR. Our entire control room is all SMPTE 2110. A lot of baseband conversions with a lot of the outside of equipment that Van Wagner was bringing in to tie in with, but it was also tying in with CBS. And the enhancements that they brought in, I could go on for days because they brought in everything. But, some of the high-level ones, they brought in 3 separate sky cams. One of the first times they've ever brought 3 sky cams in, 2 that covered the game, 1 that covered up over the main stage and stuff like that. Plus, we brought in a lot of extra technology. So Ross brought in an entirely secondary system to drive all of our LEDs. One of the big things that happened this year at Allegiant Stadium, which has never happened before, is their opening night ceremonies were actually held here at the stadium. Typically, they're hosted at an arena or somewhere else. They held them on site. So we were able to utilize that secondary Tessera system that Ross brought in to drive all of that opening night stuff. And then on game day, when it got to game day, that was used for halftime. So when we got to halftime, if you saw all the LEDs in the background, if you were watching on TV, it was actually a completely different system than the in-game because they swapped it all over. So again, on top of that, it was a lot of just coordination between us, between Van Wagner, CBS, the NFL, just making sure everything was ready to go and fully put together.
Sure. So. And when you mentioned Van Wagner, that's Bob Becker and his team. The NFL, it's Tim Tebow and his team.
Yeah.
And just like any live event production, things kind of happen. There's challenges. So there's one poignant moment, not poignant, but something that came up that you got to, I guess, adjust to on the fly. Can you explain?
So, lots of times, especially in these types of environments, everyone has to be ready and be prepared. But during our pregame, our wireless comm system went down. Again, just additional switch was put onto the network, which caused some failures, and they lost comms completely. But like Bob mentioned during the panel, the fact that everyone was so well prepared and so well rehearsed that they had backup plans just in case they couldn't. Eventually the comm system came back on and everyone was good, but there was a while there that they had no communication with any of their people on the field, and they were doing it over text messaging and phone calls and everything. But again, that just goes to kind of show how well prepared everyone was, how ready they were, and how great for the tech team to jump into action and get things going.
Sure. It says the testament to the stadium because there's no bigger televised event in venue production than the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the place we're setting in is 4 years old, so you opened it during COVID. But talk to me about where it was in 2020 or when you first came in to where we are now. How advanced are our workflows? How more comfortable are you guys with the system, and how has it matured over the last 4 years?
Absolutely. Honestly, it's been amazing because we've been given the support and resources that we need from the Las Vegas Raiders. We've come in, we've expanded our router, we've done so many upgrades and updates to the control room because again, they want to continue to put on they want to put on the Super Bowl style shows, but they want to put on the best show in the NFL from the Raiders side. So getting a lot of those enhancements and stuff like that. One of the things that we didn't really have, the first season we didn't have fans, but a big thing that the Raiders wanted to do was give that Las Vegas atmosphere. So they put their main stage together, and that has continuously evolved, and we finally gotten to a point where we're getting following on social medias and stuff like that because wow, look at what they're doing. Like, they're doing a halftime level show every single regular season game, and there's no one else in the NFL who's doing that. So again, a big shout out to the Raiders for just again continuously giving us the support so we can continuously add and make sure we're putting on the best shows we can.
Right. And I'm sure this will continue to get better, but again, thank you for hosting us. Congratulations on the Super Bowl, and it's great seeing you, Aric. Thanks for the time.
Thank you very much.
Aric Carpenter here at the SVG Venue Summit. Please head over to our website, sportsvideo.org, for more interviews here in Las Vegas.